to break this down a little further. So, Roch, I mean, first of all, the future for Jackson Holliday is about as bright as your shirt, which we absolutely love. But, I mean, what is it with this kid that is just seemingly so locked in, even when he's a skid? He's one of those few guys you don't feel like it's going to hang around that long.
Yeah, if the insects keep coming at me like a street light here, covered in moths. You know, it was a small sample size last year when he looked at against lefties. He was 4 for 40, and he's 11 for 30 this month. And he's doing everything like they want in spring training. They want him to be the line drive hitter, going to the gaps. He's got natural power. I mean, he put one over the left center field fence into the bullpen opposite way last night for a 3-run shot, and he's not trying to hit a home run. So he's got that power, but he just looks a lot more comfortable at the plate. And I thought Tony Mansolino dropped one of the more interesting kind of newsy nuggets last night casually when he was like, you know, he could be the leadoff hitter for at least the next 5 years. And it's not just because of the overall production. It's got to be because he can defend himself so well against lefties. And I thought that said a lot. And Holliday was like, I would love to do that. And it's just, you know, he's just looking so much better right now. There's no reason to platoon him. Tarek Skubal, when he started, Mansolino sat Holliday. He said, I'm not going to do that anymore. Tonight's the 37th game that he's let off, and 32 have been with Mansolino as interim manager. So I think he's going to be a regular in that lineup. And again, doing this well against lefties is what's making this possible.
And I love because we've actually heard from starters, which surprised me the first time. I guess it shouldn't because Kramer's one of the most analytical guys out there, but they've even added that they've watched how much better the defense behind them has gotten because of consistency that guys like Jackson have had. So we'll keep it here on starters because, yes, they've picked things up. They were one of the worst rotations to start the year. It's been better. How much better does it have to get, though, for this team to stand pat at the deadline?
It's got to be better than one quality start out of 11 going into last night. Of course, Trevor Rogers was brilliant for 8 innings. But really, it always starts with starting pitching, and when that became an issue, the bullpen becomes taxed. Melanie, this team needs to go on a run. Like, remember when they won 6 straight and it was back-to-back sweeps? It's got to be bigger than that. They've won 18 of 28, but it doesn't feel like they're gaining any ground. They're still 6.5 back for that last wild card, and I think the more important number, there's like 7 teams ahead of them right now for that 3rd spot, including the Mariners, who have the 3rd one right now. So they've got to do a lot of leapfrogging to get there. So you even, you know, it was like, oh, it's too bad they gave up the 8-run lead on the road trip, or they couldn't hold a 2-run lead Sunday. They could have had a 4-3 road trip. Well, that's a winning road trip. That's even not enough. That's the hole they've dug here. They've got to go on a serious long run, and a big part of it would be to get the better starts. You can set up the bullpen better. And hey, maybe they'll get healthier one day. How nice would that be? You get one guy back, you lose 2. I mean,
yeah.
Maverick Hanley, this is the 22nd time they've used the injured list. I think Tyler O'Neill is the only guy that's been a repeat. And it was the same thing last year. And I know it's throughout baseball, and I get asked why that is. Who knows? But it just seems to really hit the Orioles hard. When your backup catcher ends up going on the concussion list like Maverick Hanley, I mean, what are you going to do here? So it's going to be a lot harder as long as they keep losing valuable guys. They're still trying to recover from not having Colton Cowser as long as they did, and then losing Jordan Westberg twice has really hurt them.
And to your point, not even having Maverick for a full game after they lost Adley. They got an inning plus, and that was it. And that is the toughest luck you could imagine. Now, we hear this all the time because we just said it. The trade deadline is approaching. I ask guys like Ramon Arias because the fact of the matter is he and his brother Luis are starting to come up a lot. Those premium infielders are always going to be at a certain cost. Ramon's got the gold glove to his resume. But who do you think are the ones who you're probably going to circle and highlight?
Yeah, I mean, any pending free agent, I would think, is going to be possibly on the table. And that, you know, Ryan O'Hearn's value has never been higher at this point right now. You can have Mullins, Dominguez, Soto. I mean, there's quite a few guys here. Sagano, Eflin. But also, it's like they could be buyers, they could be sellers, they could stand pat, or they could go ahead and deal a few veterans and try to get some controllable pieces back without necessarily conceding. There's a couple different ways they could go here. But at this rate, if they don't make up some serious ground, then I would think certainly any pending free agent is now on the table.
And it's going to be interesting. I've heard, though, that we're keeping you for a really long time. So
nobody wants me. That's usually how it works.
That is not what that means at all. That means that we love having you here, Roch. And even though we're a little farther apart this time, thanks for breaking it down again.
Thank you.